Get on the floor! Do it now!
The Special Constabulary is the nation's volunteer police force.
Do you know the gent?
What's your speed?
It's made up of over 20,000 members of the public
Oh, he's gone down there.
who give their time to fight crime in their communities.
Out! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Specials combine their day jobs
Stage, please.
and home lives
He's a good boy.
with being serving police officers on the front line. Coming up,
Hey!
Chris is hot on the trail of a robbery suspect.
You don't really get time to feel anything, you just act.
I will spray you if you do not lay down on the front.
Bill gets more than he bargained for from a speeding motorist.
A traffic stop can lead to all sorts of things. Give me cannabis, Nisa. Where is it?
And Lewis has to keep his cool when dealing with a disturbance in a back garden.
I'll punch your head in a minute, do you know what I mean?
Saturday night. And Special Constable Chris Hallett is gearing up for a night on patrol with PC Colin Johnson. It's not long before a job comes through over the radio.
Yeah, I was going to go back with a colleague in Wisbeach. There's a chap got going around Wisbeach with a hammer. He's just robbed someone. So he's going to do an area search so we can find him.
Chris and Colin head straight to the area where the robbery suspect was seen. Although he's a volunteer, Chris doesn't think twice about putting himself in potential danger.
In situations like that, I'm not scared for myself, but yeah, I'm mindful of the public and their safety.
When he's not volunteering, Chris is the site manager of 2 police training centres.
Afternoon, John.
Chris Fountain.
He's in charge of building maintenance and security, and generally looking after the regular officers he volunteers with.
Excellent, mate. Okay. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah, main role is working alongside other police officers through 2 different sites. It's my responsibility to make sure that the whole site is running smoothly. Any problems, I'm there to sort it out.
During the day, Chris is surrounded by regular officers, and in his free time, he's on the streets doing the same job as them, just unpaid. Tonight, the hunt is on for a robbery suspect armed with a hammer, and Chris has his own reasons for putting himself on the front line as a police special.
6-7 years ago, I was beaten up in a kebab shop. So going out and helping people and stopping that from happening from other people is, yeah, one of the things which makes me want to go out again and keep doing it.
Chris radios control for more information on the suspects.
Yeah, Rem, what's he wearing now, mate, on top?
Black hoodie top, black scarf, white glove.
Description over the radio was 2 white males, both wearing hoodies, one that had white gloves on, and possibly in possession of a hammer.
Now they have a description, Chris and Colin do a careful sweep of the area where the suspects were last seen.
Rem, update please, where are you?
When you're doing an area search for someone that potentially could harm someone, it's just about looking for things that are out of place. It doesn't quite look right.
Is that him with a white top?
After just a few minutes, Chris catches sight of some men who match the description of the suspects.
Oh, there we go. Go down there.
Hey!
Go, mate.
You don't really get time to feel anything, you just act. And I suppose your training takes over and you deal with it.
Chris tries desperately to track the suspects by listening to colleagues over the radio.
This way?
But it's not easy.
Main priority was to stop them, get them off the street. You know, if someone's got the hammer, you know, why they got it, what they're going to use it for. it never enters my mind that I'm out here doing this for free.
Despite a thorough search of the streets, the suspects are nowhere to be seen.
At that point, I'd done a vanishing act.
Church News towards Falcon Road.
CCTV officers are scanning the area and spot 2 men on bikes fitting the suspect's description.
You see 2 males on bikes down Falcon Road towards Church Terrace, which is at the rear of the Duke's Head over.
It's unclear if they are the robbers, but with a weapon involved, the police aren't taking any chances.
It does go through your mind that if the person gets away, you know, what they're going to do next time. But yeah, I think that's why you put in 110% to try and find them.
As a special, Chris is on hand to help his regular colleagues.
My colleague presses emergency button, which I automatically thought, you know, he's in trouble.
Yep, stop. At the rear of the Duke's Head. The rear of the Duke's Head is Falcon Lane. They're now turning away from the flashing blue light.
Chris knows he could come face to face with a potentially violent suspect at any moment.
Anyone that wanted to become a special, don't take it light-hearted, you know. Instead of walking away from it, you're walking into it.
Yeah, BB, towards the market square, behind West Gate, on foot.
Once again, Chris spots the men on bikes.
Stop it, Frank! Stop it!
As we approached them, I was thinking that, you know, it could go horribly wrong.
The men fit the description of the suspects. As they could be armed, Chris draws his Parva spray.
Stop! Stop! Get off the car, get off. Get off your bike! You, get off your bike! Back off. Get on your knees! No. Do it now. Do it now! Get down on the floor now! Down on the floor! Down on the floor now! Get on the floor!
I think when you're in a situation like that, you're constantly thinking about what to do next.
Get down on the floor! Do it now! Get on the floor! Get on the floor!
Have I done nothing wrong?
I'm not going to tell you again! Do it now! Lay on your front! Lay on your front!
If he tries to get up, I'll power him. If that doesn't work, then, yeah, I'll use my baton. But at the same time, you're thinking about, is your colleague safe? What's going on with him? Hopefully he's doing the same thing.
Do it now! Do it now! I will spray you if you do not lay down on the front!
Backup arrives, and not a moment too soon.
Put your hands out! Hands out!
I haven't done nothing wrong. What are you arresting for? I haven't done nothing wrong. I haven't done nothing wrong. Whoa, what are you doing? I haven't done nothing wrong.
This is one reason why I'm a special, because not knowing what's going to happen.
Listen to me, you're under arrest for suspicion of robbery. You do not have to say anything that may move defence. You do not mention one question, something which later on in court. Do you understand?
No, we haven't done nothing wrong. I'm just been at
The reason for your arrest is to prevent any further harm for a prompt and effective investigation. Do you understand?
BB, we do need one more van.
I haven't done nothing wrong.
to continue.
The man is adamant he's done nothing wrong, but he fits the description of the man they are looking for.
Right, that'll be explained to you.
I don't ever worry that the wrong person's been arrested, because at the end of the day, it'll come out when they're booked into custody once they're interviewed. You know, if they're innocent, they're innocent. I mean, at the time, you're doing what's in the best for the public. And that's the reason why you've got that power there to arrest them and to question them, to prove their innocence.
Have you got asthma?
Yes, I have got asthma.
Where's your inhaler? Right.
It's important to just try and calm them down. The chap's already upset, so, you know, why make it worse?
I haven't done nothing wrong and you arrested me. I'm not going to do nothing.
The man is still protesting his innocence, but it's Chris's job to get him back to the station to be interviewed by his colleagues.
Right, let me remind you, you're under arrest, and anything you say will be written down.
What for?
It will be explained to you when we get down to custody.
I haven't done.
The van arrives to take the 2 suspects to custody.
You never know what's going to happen. Obviously, normal day job, it's completely opposite to what we're doing now.
Has he been searched, Chris?
Yes, he has, mate. Just watch your head, buddy.
The 2 suspects were taken back to the station and questioned. They were later released after being found to have nothing to do with the crime.
You should never judge people in this job. You know, you're there if they're innocent or not innocent. At the end of the day, I'm not judge and jury, but they fit a description. Simple as that.
Specials are unpaid volunteers who work alone or alongside the regular police to fight crime in their communities.
We got all of them! Don't want to see you walking on the main road again. Come on. Recovery's obviously en route.
Specials are not police community support officers. They're fully fledged members of the police force who have the same powers in law as their paid colleagues, including the power of arrest.
Stop it!
Move over.
No, 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 no!
Move out of the way.
No.
Within many special constabularies, officers can rise through the ranks, from constable all the way to chief specials officer.
Ouch, I found a thorn. Den, incoming.
Specials work 16 hours a month or more as volunteers and undertake all kinds of duties, from policing community events to arresting hardened criminals. Peterborough. Special Chief Inspector Bill Bond and PC Darren Nile are carrying out speed checks on a dual carriageway.
This is a stretch of dual carriageway with a 50-mile-an-hour limit. We'll be exceptionally charitable and taking a threshold of 65 today. So Darren will probably gesture at people who are doing around the 60, but we won't pull anyone in for ticketing under 65.
When he's not keeping Britain's roads safe, Bill runs his own property business.
I run a small residential lettings company, which thankfully virtually runs itself, which enables me to take time off to do policing.
And policing has become Bill's preferred full-time profession. Every hour dedicated free of charge.
Last year I did 1,900 hours, which comes out roughly equivalent to the hours of a regular officer working full-time. I get an immense sense of job satisfaction. I first became a special many years ago when I was at Teacher Training College. I was deciding that teaching wasn't for me, and at that stage the two most likely possibilities were the police and the army. The army, in fact, won by a short head, and now I've been able to return to policing. I felt I had a choice with my background of either getting off my backside and doing something or sitting on my backside and complaining. I've always been interested in motoring, and I rather like the absolute offence nature of most motoring offences.
64, hit him again. 63, 51, slammed his brakes on.
Is that the Audi? Do you want words of advice?
Yes, definitely.
This motorist hasn't hit the 65 mph threshold. He'll escape a ticket, but not a severe warning.
Hello, sir.
Hello,
You local?
I am, yeah.
Do you know what the speed limit is along this stretch of road?
50 miles an hour.
OK. We're doing some speed enforcement checks today. We've not hit the threshold of what we're looking, not prosecuting people. It's 63, 64. OK, on another day, somebody could give you a ticket quite easily. All right, you bear that in mind for me, sir?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, you drive carefully.
66, Darren.
Green van?
White van, 66. This van.
A traffic stop can lead to all sorts of things. You can stop somebody for a specific traffic matter that then turns into lots of other things.
Hello, sir. Turn the window down, please. Hi, sir. We're doing speed enforcement checks. Do you know what the speed is on this stretch of road? Sorry? No, sir. It's 50. You were doing 66, as measured on this Home Office-approved device. Got any cannabis in here, sir? Where is it?
I don't have a particularly good sense of smell, but when he opened his window, I got the unmistakable whiff of cannabis. He produced a tin which had a certain amount of herbal and a little grinder.
Bill's find of the illegal drug cannabis changes how the situation should be dealt with.
Okay. Whose vehicle is it, sir?
Mine.
Right. Need to do some checks before I find out how I can deal with the speeding matter. And also the matter of the cannabis. Need to
caution, you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. You don't mention, when questioned, something later on in court, anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand the caution? OK. If I'm able to deal with the speeding matter by way of a ticket at the roadside, I will, but that depends on how many points you've got on your licence. How many do you have on your licence? 3. If you've got 3, that's fine. On the subject of the cannabis, depends on your previous history in that respect.
The discovery of the cannabis means Bill will have to find out more about his criminal history before deciding how to proceed.
There are 3 stages, really, in how we deal with possession of small amounts of cannabis for personal use. On the first instance, an adult can be dealt with by way of a formal cannabis warning. On the second occasion, he can be dealt with by a fixed penalty notice of £80. And on a third and subsequent event, then the offender will be arrested and dealt with through custody.
While Bill is waiting for the results of the background checks, Darren has another chat with the driver.
Apart from this, what you've handed to my colleague, is there anything else in the vehicle? I am going to search it. OK.
It's just leaf right now.
Yeah. Any more?
The discovery of more cannabis could be bad news for the driver if officers decide it isn't for personal use.
Have you smoked any today?
Yeah.
How long ago?
About an hour and a half ago.
OK. Obviously, you are aware you can be arrested. Section 4, unfit with drinking drugs, taken to custody and an impairment test carried out.
OK, yeah.
OK, now I'm looking at your pupils and your demeanour and everything else. I've got no concerns with that at the moment, but it's not worth it, all right?
You can be as incapable of driving safely if you've been taking drugs as alcohol. Perhaps because of my background in the army, where I'd have lost my job if I'd been caught experimenting with drugs. It's not something I ever did as a young person. I think that there's a lot of harm done, mental health-wise, by people who use drugs. Some kids seem to be absolutely screwed up by the use of cannabis, and I believe that our current laws and enforcement policy are correct. I'd like to see them tightened rather than relaxed.
During the search, Darren finds something else in the car.
Bill, stick a breath test as well, please, mate. If you just look inside, there's actually a bottle of Stella. Done one of these before?
The man doesn't appear to have been drinking, but just to double-check, they breathalyse him.
Take a deep breath, form a seal around the tube. I'll hold the machine, blow and keep blowing until I tell you to stop. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep... Thank you. Don't have to burst anything. 0. Smashing, that's what I'd like to see. Take the tube with me, please. It's yours now, thank you.
The man has been given the all-clear from the breath test, and the results of his criminal history are in. The checks reveal a previous caution for cannabis a decade ago. Now it's up to Bill to draw on years of experience as a special and decide whether or not to exercise discretion in this case.
OK, having taken into consideration all the issues surrounding your possession of this controlled drug, I'm issuing with a formal warning for the unlawful possession of cannabis. A crime will be recorded and detected, with you being named as the offender.
This time, the man is given a caution and his cannabis is confiscated. But if he is caught again, the punishment will be more severe.
If he'd had a lot more with him, I might have been suspicious that it was for selling on, and I might have arrested him for possession with intent to supply. I was perfectly happy that it was for his own use, and because he's had nothing relevant within the last decade, I decided that that was the appropriate way of dealing with it. He's been perfectly compliant and honest with us, and we don't arrest people unless it's necessary to do so. Bit too fast, mate, that's the main issue. Thanks for your time. Beware of illegal substances and watch your speed. OK, cheers. Another happy customer.
I get an immense sense of job satisfaction. I enjoy applying the law, and every duty is different.
Good little stop. Stopped him initially for speed, 66 and a 50, and he's produced that amount of cannabis. So he's gone away with a ticket for 60 quid and a formal cannabis warning.
cold night in midwinter, and Specials Lewis Newton and Carl Secker respond to a call from a young couple about a drunk man at the bottom of their garden.
We were just watching a film and someone knocked on our front window and scared us a bit.
Lewis knows any situation where alcohol's involved could potentially be a dangerous one, but that's why he volunteers.
Put yourself into potential dangerous situations to gain experience, and as well as that, you're helping members of the public. They've called the police for the reason because they're scared or they don't know what to do, and that's what we're there for. We're coming out there to help them.
Good evening. I hear you've got a gentleman in there.
He says he's epileptic and he keeps fitting, but he hasn't had a fit since he sat with us.
OK. In my work as a special constable, I deal with drunk people on a regular basis. So the main priority is your safety of yourself, but also for the members of the public as well.
What are you saying here?
Hello, we're from the police. We're police officers, you all right?
What do you want?
Nothing, we're just wondering if you're OK, that's all.
Not really, no.
No, what's wrong?
No.
You don't know?
Dealing with people is a vital part of being a special constable. It's important to deal with them as you see them and deal with the situation that's actually occurred.
When he's not volunteering as a special, Lewis is at the gym, working as a membership consultant.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, so you've got the pay and go where you can literally just pay for everything as you come along. The best part I enjoy about my day job is the people who work here. I'm a friendly person, so it's important for me to work with people who are also friendly. It's absolutely fantastic.
Cool, great stuff.
Thank you.
And volunteering allows him to pursue his lifelong passion.
I became a special because I was brought up from a young age around emergency services. My dad's in the ambulance service. I then had my heart set ever since I was playing for my police cars when I was young, to join the police. Leading
a double life, he sees many similarities between his day job and his police work.
Part of the special is obviously helping people. This is also helping people, so that's what I really like about it.
Lewis and Carl are figuring out what to do with the drunk man in the back garden.
Where do you live?
Julian.
Can you make your own way back there or not?
No.
And do you live on your own, or do you live with someone, or...?
The initial call described him as drunk. Now the woman who made the call has told Lewis he may be epileptic too.
Is that recent, or was it? Are you epileptic?
Yeah.
OK,
I've got my tablets, but...
That's OK. When was your last fit? Do you know?
But...
Was it today, or...?
Yeah, but never again.
From taking into that information, he had informed me that he had epilepsy. It did make me feel a bit more worried and concerned for his safety.
The man requires medical attention, but he's unstable. Lewis decides to call an ambulance. Until it arrives, he needs to keep the situation under control.
He had been drinking. I established that quite soon from the smell of his breath.
Phone the police on me.
But the man is becoming agitated that the householders have called the police.
They're not that nice, are they?
No, they phoned us because they were worried about you. They didn't know who you were.
No, they grassed me up. They grassed me up.
They were
The
scared.
grass.
No, they haven't.
Dirty, stinking
Calm
grass.
down.
The male did become agitated on scene. At the time, myself and my colleague couldn't work this out, whether it would be due to the mental health issues that he may have, or through the alcohol that he's consumed, or through the situation where he was at the time. So it was important for us to talk to him and keep talking to him so he knew we were there.
Listen to me. We're not coming here. We're literally just here to help you out.
But you come here to nick me.
No, I don't want to nick you, dude.
I'm gonna what, you can come here and lock me up?
No, man, I don't want to. No.
Any situation you attend, any situation can spiral out of control, no matter what the situation is.
That's received. Is anything you want?
Lewis's training as a special has given him the skills and confidence to diffuse tense situations.
Yeah, of course.
How old are you?
How old am I? Guess how old I am.
25.
Oh, nearly. It's because I'm moisturised. I'm moisturised. Put moisturiser on, that's why.
I think it's important in the right situation to have humour. I thought at that time it was. A lot of people call me, I'm quite young, quite a young-looking face, so by saying they use a moisturiser, it just relieves tension with any situation you might have.
Good answer. Ambulance is here now for you, mate.
Situations like this did make me volunteer to be in the police service itself, and purely down to the fact that it's helping people. He needed our help at that time, and we was there to provide that help.
Hello.
Young man, how are you?
The paramedics arrive to help the man.
I'm from the ambulance service. How are you? You feel cold. How long did you sit here?
At the minute they're checking his blood sugar levels, his blood pressure, make sure he's taking his correct medication, and they're checking if he's had any alcohol today, which he has had a little bit. So now we're just waiting for the first response to make sure the checks are okay and either take him to hospital or we'll deal with him ourselves.
No, I think the best what we can do is we take him to hospital.
We spoke about it earlier, didn't we?
I can take him with my car.
Oh, okay.
Because
do you need to follow?
No, you don't have to follow up, because I don't see that he is aggressive or anything like this at this moment. You. I don't think you
aggressive.
I didn't say that. As I said, that's why I don't need the police following me.
If I punch your head in a minute, you know what I mean?
I know.
You would have good hiding. No. Sorry.
You won't do that, will you?
I know.
That was a joke.
Don't be make this easy peasy, Max. I know.
That was a joke.
I know. Okay, but I know that.
The man is showing further signs of being unstable, but Lewis and the paramedic keep their cool.
It's been established that he was just having a laugh and that he wouldn't do that. But by having that good bond with him at the start, he could laugh it off with me, and I still laughed it off, just so we can keep the situation diffused at the time.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take him to the ambulance car and then going to take him to hospital. It's the best place for him. He needs to get warmed up, he needs to check if his vitals are okay, and, you know, take it from there, really. All good. A nice, good, you know, happy story.
You all right? There we go.
The better position, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got your man.
Let's go.
I feel like I made a difference that day because purely I've dealt with a sensitive situation and that could have easily escalated.
Okay. Be careful with your head when you're sitting in the car.
It just gives you such a fantastic feeling because you're putting something back into that community.